Hey guys, it's RainbowFurWolf here, and today's video, it's gonna be more serious than most of mine, but oh my god, it's been forever since I made a video. I think my last one was like, how to survive middle school or something like that, and well, needless to say, a lot's changed since then, but okay, so if you read the title, my video today is going to be about my overdose and what happened that night, because since then everything's changed and I feel like people should know, and I don't know, people should learn from what I did and what happened, and they shouldn't do it. So okay, that night, it was about 2 months ago today, somewhere around there. Today's December like 29th, and it happened on November 4th. So me and my boyfriend, his name is Peter, we've been dating for 8 months at the time. We hung out with my best friend, her name was Hannah, and her boyfriend, and his name was Colin. And so we were hanging out, and we were at my house, and Colin had to drive home that night, so he left around 10-ish, but Hannah spent the night, and I was living with Peter at the time, so of course Peter was going to stay the night. But me and Hannah were debating between getting drunk or doing this thing called diphenhydramine, which me and Peter had done a few times together, and Hannah hadn't done it before. But okay, diphenhydramine is a really big word, and you might not know what it is, but it's an over-the-counter drug. It's in sleep aids, antihistamines, it's in sleep aids, and it's in anti-allergy medication, and some cough syrups, but not many. But, okay, so it's in shit like Benadryl and stuff like that. But when you take enough of it, like upwards of 200, 300 milligrams, then it makes you hallucinate. And it's not like euphoric hallucinations that make you feel good, and it's all like pretty colors and shit like that. It's not like an acid trip. It's like you forget you're tripping, and everything you see is scary and real. And sometimes it doesn't make all that much sense, and it's funny to talk about the next day. So, I mean, if you've done it before, you can understand why one might do it, but really, it was stupid, and there's no real reason to do it, I guess, I'm trying to say. But it doesn't make you feel good, it doesn't, the hallucinations aren't nice ones, it's scary, it's like a terrifying trip, to be honest. But okay, so that night, I did 375 milligrams of diphenhydramine, and Hannah did like 600. And Peter, I think he took around 100, 150 just to go to sleep, because, I mean, me and Hannah were up, and generally when you're tripping, you kind of do stupid shit and make a lot of noise, and it makes you pass out, so you'll wake up, you'll do something, you won't remember it, then you'll go back to sleep, and then when you're sleeping, you're hallucinating, and you see all this weird shit, and it feels real, but, like, your eyes are closed, and you're not doing anything, so, I don't know, stuff like that happens. So, Colin had gone home, and he'd watched Hannah take her 600, and me and Peter took the amount we did, and by the time Colin had already gone, it was around 10 o'clock, and then, I don't know, I don't remember much after that, but I remember getting up, and Hannah was trying to leave, and she had her car keys, or she was going to try to leave, and she dropped her car keys, and I picked up her car keys, and I was really out of my mind, I guess, so I hid them, because, like, it's common sense, you don't drive while under the influence of anything, so, I don't even know. And okay, so I hid her car keys, and then I fell back asleep, and I forgot about it, because, you know, she couldn't go anywhere, so it was okay. But I don't even remember where I put them anymore, so. But okay, then around 12, I remember waking up, standing up on my bed, and I turned on the ceiling fan light that was above my bed, and after that, I had a seizure, according to Peter. So, I don't know, I had a grand mal seizure. I started seizing for about 10 minutes, and he called an ambulance, and so, yeah, I was rushed to the hospital. I couldn't control my body. I remember EMTs standing over me, and they had to strap me onto a stretcher because I kept seizing. And the ambulance, that was the most terrifying thing I've ever felt in my entire life. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know who they were. I was completely out of it. And so I was admitted to the hospital, and they gave me Ativan, which, because I was about to have a heart attack from all the terror and shit. And so yeah, then I got even higher, and I was high into the next day. And Peter stayed with me as much as he could, but he had to leave at some time during the night, and the next morning, one of the first things he told me, he was laying in my hospital bed with me, and I was still really out of it though, and he tells me he thinks Hannah's dead. And so, I don't know, after that I didn't really understand, but like, then it hit me, and I started crying, and I kept crying for days, and I got questioned by interrogators, social workers, detectives. I don't even know how many people I talked to because I was so out of it for the first couple days. Well, really just the first day. It felt like I was there for a week, but it was only 4 days. But, okay, so, yeah, then Peter and my friends came to visit me for the first day, and till like 1 o'clock in the morning on the second day, I think. It was something like that. And then the hospital took custody of me because I was only 15. And I was living with my mom at the time, but she was a drunk, and she couldn't take care of me or do anything. And so, yeah, it was me, Peter, and my mom living in the same house. And it was really just me and Peter living together. My mom didn't leave her room. She just drank all day. She didn't have a job. She didn't pay bills or anything. It was just me and Peter doing everything. But, yeah, so then the hospital took custody of me because when my mom was visiting me, she started withdrawing in the hospital, and she had to be admitted to the hospital herself. And then, okay, so I was held in the hospital's custody for 4 days, and they were about to put me in foster care, but I don't know, I had a really bad relationship with my dad, so I wasn't living with him, and I hadn't lived with him in about 4 years, so, well no, it was like 3 years. But then my dad came and visited me, and at first he wasn't going to take custody of me, and he was hoping my grandparents would, or he told me I'd have to go to foster care, but he didn't want that because he'd have to pay for it. But, okay, so yeah, then my dad ended up taking custody of me, which was the best outcome I could have hoped for, I guess. And I'm really glad he did. And despite like everything that's happened, like, I mean, me and my dad get along really well now. And I live here, and things are okay. But so Hannah is dead. They held this balloon release for her in a couple towns over at her favorite spot, which is the graffiti wall, and everybody brought a balloon and released it in her name, and it was this big thing, and all our friends were there, and I don't know, I got along really well with her mom, and I'd met her grandparents before, and they always really liked me, and I don't know, I went up to hug her grandma, and I don't know, her grandma wouldn't hug me at first, and then I started bawling because That's all I've been doing for the past week. It's just bawling, and I felt so fucking sick. But yeah, so I don't know, I got a lot of messages after that, a lot just being like, you know, it wasn't your fault. But then I got a lot of other messages too, and a lot of them said I should die, and that I'm a piece of shit, and I killed Hannah, and it was my fault. And, you know, Peter got a lot of them too. And she was my best friend, you know, like, I mean, I might not have been her best friend, but she was the only friend I managed to keep over, like, the past year, and I related to her more than any other human being, and I loved her, you know, and she's dead now. This video might seem kind of chaotic and choppy, and you might not understand, because to be honest, I don't understand, but everything that happened, it happened so fast, and I didn't understand anything that was happening, and I was scared, and I was hurt, and it felt like my entire world was ending, and like, if you knew Hannah and you're watching this video, I'm sorry for what happened. I fucking miss her too. But yeah, so I did research on diphenhydramine after the accident, and antihistamines, shit like diphenhydramine, dramamine, and other over-the-counter meds that you can abuse to hallucinate or get high off of, a lot of them cause seizures, and they don't actually cause seizures, but they lower your seizure tolerance. So when I turned on that ceiling fan light, the bright light caused me to seize, and that was what caused everything. I don't exactly know what happened to Hannah or how she died, but they found her outside her car near a nearby town that she lived in, and they assume she was trying to go home, but they don't know why she died. Her official cause of death was suffocation, and yeah, so it's not worth it, because I'd done this shit a few other times and nothing had happened, and it was fun, you know, like, I didn't see anything wrong with it, and I didn't know. Just don't do it, you know. And I don't really know what else to say, so I'm going to be making more videos from now on, because I have a camera, and I have the time for sure, so yeah. I'm back, guys. Have a nice day.